There's other ones of this same comic that are worth a lot more than this. I mean, there's some that are worth $300 or $400. So we didn't have any of those, unfortunately, but hey, Joe here from D.I. Joe Thrift. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to talk about top 10 sales of the past week. So I want to let you know I'm coming to you from the dungeon. This is what I call the dungeon. This is where all the dirty work happens, down here in the basement. This is the testing table here, where we bring product in after we purchase it and we test it or clean it. And we got our photo area over here. You know, it's always a good time we get to hang out with John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And we got all our, cleaning supplies and extra parts and toy bins back here, extra batteries. So this is kind of where the nuts and bolts of this reselling thing takes place, is in this area right here. It's fun to go out and do the thrift hauls, and it's, fun to sell this stuff and package it up. But this is where really the dirty work happens. So finally got a TV put down here so I could watch YouTube or listen to YouTube, at least in the background while I'm working. So I want to thank everybody. We've had over 30 subscribers this week, and I think we're up to 32 now. I appreciate everybody, subscribing and watching the videos. And I want to give a special thank you to my man, the Commonwealth Picker, Kevin. We bought a shirt from him. He gave us a shout out on the show, and we appreciate that a lot. If you haven't checked out the Commonwealth Picker, check out his channel. And he also has another channel called the Commonwealth Flipper. I'll put a little picture of it up here, but he's an awesome guy, great tips, and his family's awesome, and his kids have their own little store, and his wife does some of the stuff with the business as well. So check that out. I just wanted to give a shout out for the shirt. I really like it. It's comfy. Jess said she was going to take it from me and wear it, but I think I'm going to keep it. Okay, with that, let's get right into the top 10. So number 10 on the list, this is Michael Vick football, signed Michael Vick football. This ball I got from that yard sale that I talked about a while ago. It was another free item. I went to this guy's house and he was just giving a bunch of stuff away. He cleaned out storage units, and we found this ball, and I realized it was signed by Michael Vick. And we can't authenticate it, and it was beat up enough, and the Michael Vick signature isn't worth that much as far as even if we've got it authenticated. So I just went ahead and sold it as unauthenticated, and it is pretty sure it's his signature. This guy was a huge Falcons fan, that wherever the storage unit was, this guy cleaned out. And we just got $29.65 with free shipping on that ball. I've had it listed for quite a while, but it was a free item. I talked about in my last video, if you haven't seen that. I think there might be one or two more on this list, but the free stuff that we just get, that that's another $25 in my pocket after the fees and shipping, and I'll take that all day long. So on to the next one. Number 9. This is Crash Bandicoot Nintendo GameCube game. It's called The Wrath of Cortex, I believe. Yeah, so this game, we showed you this pickup in a previous video. I think it was 2 or 3, I think 3, maybe 4, episode 4, but we picked up 7 games, all GameCube games, and there wasn't any awesome titles, but they were all pretty good games, decent, just average games, and we've been selling through those. So I just thought I'd spotlight this one. I think this is the most expensive one we sold so far. We paid $10 for those 7 games for all of them, and we got $22.45 out of this. So the lot is paid for with this, and we've made profit already. Everything else is straight profit after this on it. And we sold through, I think we only have 2 of those games left, and I have to go add up what we've made. We've probably made $50 or $60 off that so far. So 2 more games. One of them is the Lord of the Rings game. That's the one I've got listed the highest, so we'll see what goes on with that. So on to number 8. Number 8 for the week is this is as a repeat from last week, but I want to put it on again to reiterate, because we also had this in my last video, us picking these up when, you know, I said the wand is in the bag. This is the FisherPrice Little People Princess Castle, Princess Palace, but this is the wand that goes on top. We've been selling this separate. This is the fourth one that Jess has sold, and this is from Jess's store. The previous two were from my store, and Jess just sells these wands. Like, it seems like once a week we sell one, and usually we get these with the castle. We pay $5 or $10, and they give us a sack of Little People, and we sell this wand. And then we've been sitting on the castles because we haven't figured out a good way to ship those, but we've sold a lot of the Little People, and so it's all profit after this. Plus, we've made money off this. You know, this was, I believe, a $5 purchase for this castle, and we sold this for $24.95 plus $7.71 shipping and handling. So those wands, I know that was on there last week, and we've had it in other videos, and people have been wondering what I'm talking about with a wand, so I decided to put that on at number 8 this week. Or number 7 is another one from Jess's store, and this was also on a video. We got this Betty Boop rubber duck. We've never seen this, but I guess they did do some kind of celebrities on these, you know, rubber ducks. They're called Celebriducks. And this is from 1999, and this is the Betty Boop figure. And Jess paid $1.99 for this at Savers, and we got $19.95 plus $4.20 shipping. So that's awesome. I mean, that's 20 times our money on that, and it's just, you wouldn't think that little rubber duck is special, but you know, we'd never seen that before, and that's one of the things you need to do is look that stuff up. If you see something that you don't see all the time, look it up and check the comps. And there was comps, and we actually got at the top end of that comp because the eyes on this duck were painted a little bit different color than some of the other ones that had sold. So we didn't know if that was going to be for the better or for the worse, but it turned out for the better. So that was from Jess's store. Let's move on to the next one. Number 6 on the list is Bose Cinemate Series, what is it, Series 3 interface module. So this is an interesting story. This is part of that Bose stuff I've been selling off. I actually sold this 2 weeks ago for $40, free shipping. And the guy never paid for it. I sent him many messages, and the thing is, he bid this thing up, and I don't understand. People do this. They send me offers, and we finally come together on a price. And we were going back and forth for half a day, and then this guy never paid for it. And then after he had, you know, I accepted the offer, I'd sent him messages. He never responded to anything. It's almost like he just wanted to remove that stuff from the market. And I don't know if that happens to anybody else out there. I mean, you know, mention in the comments if you ever had that happen where you feel like someone's just trying to put bids on your item to get it out of the way for competition. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, you know, being paranoid. Because it's not a big deal to me. I mean, I'll put it back on, and as a matter of fact, I put it back on, and I sold it for $47.65 with free shipping. So I made more money off of it. Took a little longer than it should have, because that Bose stuff usually sells right away. But I made $7 more, so I was fine to wait with it. So that's number 6 this week. That was out of my store. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is, you know, I talk about these retro gaming TVs and the CRT TVs. You know, people like to, you know, use them for their cabins and have the DVD VCR. Well, this is just a TV on its own, but it's a unique one. It's a Disney Princess pink TV. And I bought this at where was it? Facebook Marketplace, I believe. And I got it for it was a yard sale. Bought it at a yard sale, and it was $3. And this thing, I got it home. I didn't really look at it. I knew these Disney Princess TVs were popular. If you're out and about looking and find these, you know, pick them up if you get them for a good price. There's actually a DVD thing that sits under it, but I've never found them together. I found one of the DVD players at Savers, and I've sold like 3 of these, the TVs. There's different styles of this. There's the Princess. There's ones with Mickey ears on top. And there's also ones with Winnie the Pooh, you know, themed TVs. The Winnie the Pooh one, I mean, I looked up comps on that. Some of those are going for $500 or $600 if you have the DVD player and the TV. So be on the lookout for those. This though, this TV was pretty worn, and I got it home and I put it in, to clean, and it had a crack down the front of the plastic, and the plastic was just sun faded. You could tell it was sitting like in a window. In fact, I pulled the little princess crown off, and you could just see the good, clean pink on the top, and then the rest was just almost yellowish pink. And so I was gonna just get rid of it or take it to the Goodwill and donate it, because it still worked fine. It was a great TV, nothing was wrong with it. It has aerial dance around when you turn on the TV. And anyway, I decided to list it finally, and I put it at $39. And well, that's the offer. That's what I got for it, was $39. Usually these TVs, you're looking at getting easily 70, 80 bucks, somewhere in there, if they're in good shape. Sometimes maybe over 100. Now, if you have the VCR, or the DVD, like I talked about earlier, depending on which one, they're easily worth $150 to $250. They go all over the place. I would ask high, because they don't come along a lot together. So I got $39.55 plus $61 shipping and handling. Now, I made a little bit of money off the shipping. I think it still ended up costing me about $40 a ship. I had to, again, these TVs, I protect them. We put them in a big box that's way oversized, and have, by the time it's all done, 6 inches of padding around it. And it might be overkill, but you know what? It gets there safe. I haven't had one of these break yet, knock on wood, but we're going to keep doing it that way. It's worked out, and I ended up making a little off the shipping because of the discount. And if you guys don't understand how that works, I know a lot of you do. And, a lot of times I'm talking to people, I have a lot of people ask me questions. So I kind of like directing this at people that are new or just trying this out, is we get a little bit of a discount because they charge the customer the retail cost on this, shipping this item. And I usually just keep the extra amount, because especially on something like this, it's difficult to pack. I've got to come up with so much packing material. It's time consuming. And so a lot of guys I see out there refunding this stuff, I kind of figured this into what I wanted to get out of this. I kind of wanted to get half of what I would normally get out of it, and that's what I ended up getting. So I'm happy with that sale. I'm glad I decided to list it and not just donate it, because I just went with it. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Put stuff on. If you're not sure, try it out. Try listing it for a while. And it's been listed for a couple months, but it wasn't taking up hardly any space. It's back in the corner of the dungeon over here. So we're good to go. So that was number 5. That was out of my store. Let's go to the next one. Is the one from Jess's store, and this is a cool one. This is a Disney store Moana talking, singing Maui doll. I think this is the second or third one of these Jess's sold, and these are cool. This is the Maui there. He's about 12 inches tall, and about that wide, and you push a button on him and he sings, and he's holding his hook and it lights up. It does all sorts of stuff. But these things are popular. If you see these around, and we've been buying these off Facebook Marketplace when we find them. This one she paid $10 for, and she sold for $59.95 with $15.91 shipping and handling. So that's a great score. That thing's easy to ship, and you just put a little padding around it, a little bit of bubble wrap, a little bit of paper, and it just fits in a nice 10 by 10 box. And easy to ship, and they'll sell quick. I don't know how long she's had that, but it's been less than a month, and it probably was only listed half that time. So that's something to look out for. Any of this Maui stuff, there's other Maui like his hook, and there's a Maui just like this one that doesn't talk. It's worth a little bit less, but if you get it for the right price, check it out. So let's move on to the next one. Number 3. And this was a great sale, and I didn't expect this. This is a Nuance Power Mic 3 Dragonfly speaking microphone, or naturally speaking microphone. So what this is you plug this into a USB port, and it basically dictates what you say onto a computer. And I bought this probably before the pandemic started, and it was worth like 40 or 50 bucks, I believe. And I got it on the Savers rack for $3.99, just hanging there. And I thought, I maybe can make 30 or 40 bucks off that. And I ended up putting it in a box, and I forgot about it. Well, I pulled it out literally like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and started looking up comps on it again because I'd forgotten what I'd originally thought it was going for. And it was going for like $150, anywhere from $100 up to $175. They come with different things. Mine had the power cord. They have, dictation software that people have with some of it. So that changes the price depending on what accessories you have. So I was like, oh, I put it on for, I believe, $150 and ended up accepting an offer for $125 with free shipping. And it's really small, easy to ship. I think it cost me about $5 to ship. And that was a great score. I mean, $399 into $125. And it was kind of just, good that I held on to as long as I did, but I didn't know that was the way it was going to work out. But it's great sale, easy to ship. I just wrap it up in bubble wrap, shipped it out. It was going to a guy, I believe, in Las Vegas. And a lot of people are working from home now, and so that's the reason I've heard why these have gone up so much. So people at home are using these, and there's a lot more demand for them. So if you're out there about looking for those, you could miss these. I mean, they're hanging in Savers or wherever in those little plastic bags by the remote controls. And I don't know why I decided to look it up. I just, like I said earlier, it looked strange to me and looked like something I'd never seen, so I looked it up. So that's number 3 for the last week. Number 2, this is a cool one too. This is of Jess's store. And, Jess, most of her stuff, all this stuff she's got in there is toys. But she does sell a few other things, but she's really into the toys. And this is a plush. And, if you guys don't know what plush are stuffed animals, any kind of animal like that. It's full of stuffing. Is considered plush, but I had never seen these before, and Jess hadn't either. We bought a whole garbage sack full of plush from a lady for $5, and the plush we were looking for were little like squish-and-mellow things. I kind of show you. She's got some of them. They're all squished in here. You see that? But there's big ones. We shipped one out on one of the other videos, I think, for the guy that needed to buy Valentine's Day. That was on the last video. Anyway, there was a whole garbage bag full of those. I don't know how many was even in there, but it's $5. And one of the Squishmallows, they're worth like $20 a piece. So we got that, but we were digging through it, and this one come up. This Tentacle Kitty. It's a Tentacle Kitty first edition pirate plush stuffed animal. And I guess we'd never heard of these. I guess this is a comic or something, and these are collectible. And this thing sold in 2 hours for $64.95 plus $5.60 shipping and handling. Now, Jess was a little upset. She's like, well, maybe I underpriced it. But, looking at some of the comps on some of the other stuff, she probably got about, she maybe could have got a little more, but we're happy with that. That was a $5 bag. We've still got probably 10 or 15 plushes to go through. And we paid $5 for it. We've got $65 basically, plus we got $5.60 shipping and handling. So everything is gravy in that bag now. We've already made profit. We've already made $50 profit off that bag. So those are the kind of things we love to buy, especially Jess with the toys. She finds these lots, like with the little people, where people have these huge bags of stuff and they just give them away. And, sometimes there's nothing in it and you sell the whole bag and you triple or quadruple your money, hopefully. But sometimes there's the rare ones. I mean, we've been going through ponies this week that we've had up here, big bags of them. And most ponies aren't worth anything. I'm talking about My Little Ponies, but there are certain ones that we're starting to just find them. And we really have an inside person on these ponies. Our daughter, Kendall, she knows everything about these things. Everybody we pull out of the bag and we ask who this is, she knows. So we've had some extra help. A lot of you resellers out there probably don't have the kind of help and kind of information we have. It's a little bit kind of inside information, but like, it's just like these plushes. We were shocked by this, and be on the lookout for these Tentacle Kitty. There's other ones of the same comic that are worth a lot more than this. I mean, there's some that are worth $300 or $400. So we didn't have any of those, unfortunately, but be on the lookout, anything for Tentacle Kitty. So that was number 2 on the list. That was Jess's store. And so that gets us to number 1. Number 1 on the list this week You know what I love to sell, especially this year? I've been selling a lot of them. I wish I could find more. Ski boots. So it's the Dull Bellow ski boots, Kira 85 black. So these are women's ski boots. And I got these at Savers for $14.99, I believe. It was $14, $15, somewhere in there. And sold them for $135 plus $36.88 shipping. And these were great ski boots in great shape. And I love finding stuff like that. Ski boots are so easy to ship. I keep saying it over and over again. I'm repeating myself. But if you live in an area like I live here in Utah, and there's ski equipment, outdoor equipment, look for that stuff. Especially this time of year. This is when, you know, I think I only got one pair of ski boots left. And it's the pair I showed you on the one video, the most expensive pair. It's a Dull Bellow as well, Voodoos. And I've had some interest in that this last week. So hopefully those get sold this week. But anyway, that was number one this week. That was mainly, you know, that's bread and butter stuff, but I made more money off that than any other one, so I decided to put that at number one. And Jess was a little upset at me. She wanted the tentacle kitty to be number one, so maybe we can just do co-number ones, because if you're just here for the first time, you know, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and come back. We do this all the time. We do a top 10 sales every week, and we do thrift hauls, we do random videos. You know, we're just getting into this and getting started, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the support, and I just want to let everybody know that reselling always goes better with an open mind.